Hey everyone, Cream Ray here, and today I have Jalen Campbell, who's a football alumni graduate from Temple University, on with us today. Jalen, how's it going?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Good, bro. It's awesome to have you on again. So can you take us back in time and share how you got involved in this beautiful game?
So it all started when I was 3 years old. I started playing house league, just some recreational stuff, and then with the support of my parents, I kept playing over the years, and I got my opportunity at Temple. I started playing with Vaughn before I went to school there. They have a high performance program, and it's a solid program if you're looking to go abroad and study and like just play soccer in general. And that's how I got into Temple University. I met my coach, went on a few visits, really enjoyed the school, really loved it. It was a great environment for me.
Nice. So obviously, people don't know your history a little bit. So you started in house league, and then from there you went into rep, and then from rep, long story short, you were at Vaughn before you made that transition to Temple University. So can
Yep.
you just share um, how you got the opportunity to go to school and then the transition?
But you cut out my bad.
Yeah, can you share how you got into the school, like the process of getting into the school?
So the process I'd say was pretty in my situation it was pretty simple. I played into a showcase, the Disney showcase, and we played 3 games down there, and then we played an extra one against Mount Verde. Um, Before our first game in Florida, I got a call from Temple. My coach called me and he talked to me, expressed some interest, and then kind of went from there. I played the tournament, found interest from a few other schools, and then after that, we planned a visit. We were talking for a few weeks, like maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and then maybe like a month after that, I went down and visited the school. Um, they reviewed everything that like my high school career, like my career before that, grades, everything like that, and then that's when we started talking like scholarship and offers and like if I'd be interested in coming to the school. And then maybe a day after I came back from my visit, that's when I signed to Temple.
Got it. So going into the Disney tournament, which was in the United States, did you know that there was opportunity to get scouted to go to school?
The Disney tournament is probably one of the best showcases. There's hundreds of coaches, like insane. And with Vaughn's high performance program and the connections that our coaches have there, like our field was always filled with coaches. So it was a really, really great opportunity for me.
Nice. So you obviously have to have a certain profile, right? So you were coming from Canada, going to the United States to Temple University, which is a great school. Like what things did you need to have in your profile? Do you have to like? Is there a certain type of player that you need to be? Do you need a visa? Do you need to have a certain level of grade? Like, can you just give us the profile?
Coach will always look for something he needs in a player. He's going to build his team around what he needs, obviously. Um, you try to just try and be as versatile as you possibly can, be able to play different positions, have different like techniques and abilities. That's all things coaches look into. Um, what was the other question? My bad.
Did you need a visa to go over to the States from Canada to the United States to stay there for a longer period of time?
That's something that the school puts together, like the visa. They'll get that done for you. You usually have to just submit an application, and then it goes through the school, and then they'll get it done.
Got it. And
And then
then did you like? I know you have to do an SAT, so can you talk to us about that process as well?
you can either do the SAT or the ACT, or do both of them at the same time. For me, I just did the SAT. Um, your SAT varies based on your GPA in high school, and then whatever score you get. So they combine them to see where you're at, and then that's how they determine like if you're academically eligible and all that stuff.
Got it. So you need a S. Wait, can you just share your experience? Because like I remember, like when I was in high school and I heard SATs or ACTs. Is it ACT?
Yeah.
I was freaking out. I'm like, what is this test? Like, this sounds like a hard test. I never did it personally, but can you share your experience? Was it a hard test or was it easy?
I'm not gonna lie, for the SATs, I was probably studying every single day for like a good 2 to 3 months, bro. It was
Uh,
crazy.
so did you get extra help with it? Did you have a tutor or anything like that?
I think for like the first month I did,
Yeah.
right? I got the SAT booklet, practice booklet, because like it's different. Like from the Canadian and American standpoint, like the whole SAT is basically American, right?
Right.
So it's American English, like American everything. So like for us, you know how Canadian English is compared to American, it's a little bit different. So when you're like going into like the sections and everything, and like, bro, the book is probably about this thick just to study from, bro. So yeah,
Yeah. So would you recommend student athletes to get tutor help for that SAT or ACT?
I mean, yeah, for sure. It's always beneficial for you, you know.
Yeah.
And they prepare you for a lot. There's a lot of pressure writing the test. Like you're in a little classroom. There's maybe two or three teachers watching you, walking around. So it's a lot of pressure, you know. And your times, everything's really strict. So
Nice. So you had the profile. So you passed your SAT or ACT. You passed that. You had the grades. You were obviously a good player to make it to Temple University for them to scout you. And then they were able. They have the school system has. Well, I don't know if all universities. We have to look into that. But the university has a pathway for you to get your visa. So boom.
yeah,
Now you're in Temple University. How was your first year, right? Because this is a story that you haven't shared yet, and we're sharing it now. So like, how was your first year experience?
honestly, my first year was amazing. I got lucky going in as a freshman and being able to play a lot of minutes. So it was very fortunate for me. I went into a new environment. It was a new system, new team, new coach. So it was just all brand new things that I was lucky to be a part of. You know, uh,
Mhm.
I built my reputation the first year pretty well. Got a few goals. You know, coming in as a freshman is hard. It's not easy at all. But I did my thing the first year, and I enjoyed it.
Got it. Being an athlete and a student athlete, how are you able to balance the both?
It's difficult, especially with travel. For us, sometimes we were traveling every 2 to 3 days, and being able to balance school and soccer was a challenge. You know, um, we'd be leaving to go to the games at six, like maybe 4 a.m. in the morning on flights to get there for the next day, and you have class like maybe the day after when you're returning. You know, so if you're getting home at 6 a.m., you got to go to class at 9. Like you can't be just skipping stuff like that. So it was hard for us sometimes, but being able to balance it wasn't like anything major. You know, it's just how determined you are, how focused.
Right. And why'd you choose to go to Temple University? Was there a specific reason or?
Honestly, Temple for me just felt like home as soon as I got there.
Mm.
Um, I went there with my dad on a visit, and then for us, we just felt comfortable with the area. You know, the area felt like home for me, especially when you're leaving somewhere you've lived forever, Canada, going to another city. Just felt like the right environment for me to be at.
Right. And obviously, I know you personally. Obviously, for the viewers that don't know you, I know you personally. So,
Yeah.
obviously, for all of us, we want to go pro. So you were in the United States, at Temple, and then there's something called the MLS draft for players that don't know of it. Um, we talked a little bit about it in person, but can you just share with us, like, do you think school's a great pathway to go pro, or is it something that you need more guidance into getting into that pathway to going pro?
Um, School is definitely a great pathway to go pro, but guidance also is a very important factor. Um, I feel like with the combination of both, it's a solid plan for you. If you're coming from a good background, like soccer wise, and like a good school, then it's the right move.
Got it. And for the MLS draft, like, how do players get into the MLS draft?
I'm pretty sure it's invitation. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay,
I think you either apply for it or it's invitational, but
got it. And what would you say is your most memorable moment in university?
the most memorable moment. I definitely say my first goal. I'll never forget that. It was a 1-1 game against Ryder. We went into overtime, and I scored a game winner. You know, so that's probably my most memorable moment. First goal, game winner, OT. You know, just everything was right for me.
Nice. And, I seen you. on Instagram, you got a whole bunch of awards. Can you just name a couple of them or your favorite award that you've received from school?
Um, my favorite award from school. Yeah, man, everything goes back to my first year.
For sure.
Yeah, Rookie of the Year. Um, for my freshman year, I think that was pretty memorable. Like I'm saying, like, it's not easy going into college and being able to start off on the right foot. You know, it's challenging. So being able to walk into a system and do something good was my proudest moment.
Yeah, that's massive. What advice would you give to student athletes um, that are going into their first year and want to make an impact that you had? What would you say?
Work hard, honestly. Work hard. Don't quit. It's the last thing you ever do. Never quit and just keep going. Like stuff gets really hard. You know, there's times where it's like you question a lot of things, but just keep going.
I want to pivot here and dive into a pain point. I seen, we never really talked about it, but I seen you got injured at a certain point of time. I'm not too sure if it was a second or third year, but we know as athletes that injuries are like the worst part of the game. And obviously you're looking healthy. How did you bounce back? What was the injury and how did you bounce back from it?
My injury, I had a foot surgery. One thing I never thought I'd have playing soccer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had two fractures in my foot and also a bone spur that was pretty bad. So they had to go in there, remove that, remove the two bones. Bouncing back, I'd say was a challenge because I missed a massive part of my summer. Training and doing other things and trying to get back into it for the fall season was a little bit difficult. But towards the end, it got a little bit better. So
yeah, and can we just talk a little bit about like the mental state? Obviously, you're not able to do what you love. And was it your last season or your second year?
it was going into my last.
So yeah, going into your last year, which is a very important year. Mentally, how were you able to deal with it, and how did you bounce back into a positive mind state?
It was hard. At first, I didn't really think I was going to be able to bounce back to like the same player I was. Um, but I had a lot of support, from family, friends, teammates, coaches. Um, the support was great. They really helped me bounce back. Without them, I would have gotten there, but they helped me get there a lot quicker. Um, and then just being able to being put in the right opportunities and right situations, they allowed me to do that. They put their faith in me, their trust, and that gave me a lot of confidence to come back.
Nice. And we were just playing the other week. You look good, so you look like you're healthy, man. All right. Wait. Am I missing anything? Did you want to mention anything or add anything in?
No, that's all good.
Okay. I'm gonna dive into these last 10 questions. It's like the fun speed questions. So you got to answer them fast.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, let's go. So the first five are like all favorites. So who's your favorite team?
Manchester City.
Favorite player?
Right now, De Bruyne.
Kevin De Bruyne. Favorite cleats?
Tiempos.
Favorite food?
Can't pick that. I love everything.
You gotta pick one. You gotta pick one.
Bro, favorite food.
Come on, pick one, man.
Go with the steak.
All right, steak. Favorite artist musically?
Always Drake. I'm from Toronto, man. We know this.
Let's go. Messi or Ronaldo?
Messi.
Who's the first team you'd pick in FIFA if we have $1,000 on the line?
Manchester City all day.
2 goals in a game. I'm better than you at FIFA. The first team, 2 goals in a game or 1 goal and 1 assist?
1 goal, 1 assist.